Hey everybody, it's me, Mia. I'm back with another video, and today we are going to do a little vocabulary lesson, right? I'm tired of the miscommunication going on between me and the males that I'm talking to. And like, this is just a problem for me, but if you share the same problem that I do, go ahead and subscribe, click like this video, go ahead and share it, because I know I'm not the only person who keep on running into this. Obviously, as a collective, when we just sit up here and be like, yeah, dudes ain't nothing, like, yeah, apparently there is a large number of heterosexual males that just aren't spit. We're not saying that all of them are, but don't. Numbers don't lie, right? I'm just saying. Misery loves company. But due to the fact that not everybody sees everything in the same way, and I realize that most of us is actually just using a word and not realizing that that word comes in has more than one meaning or definition to it, or could be used in different ways, or colloquialisms, like because I call you shorty or shoddy, does not mean it's a knock on your height. No. That is literally just a colloquialism for a female in Georgia anyway. Or it was. I pray that they got rid of that, because there's a lot of short females in Georgia. But welcome to my vocabulary corner. And today's vocabulary word, or should I say phrase that pays, would be fudge boy. And yes, I am paraphrasing when I say that, okay? Because I do want the younger generations to know about this as well and to see this, okay? Fudge boy is actually is my attempt at paraphrasing what the actual definition is. And hopefully, if they still teach this, or if you're utilizing it, which I have utilized, the stuff that I've learned in school, like cause and effect and context clues, like, bruh, you ain't even got to be the smartest You don't have to be the smartest mother lover on this planet. But I'm telling you, if you literally ingrain those two things, it's hard for anybody to get anything past you. Like, for real. Like, you would literally be the part of the percentage that literally had to be there to see it if anything just bizarre went down. And this is why a lot of people be like, oh, well, me, you crazy. No. The math ain't mathing. That's what that is. The math ain't mathing. The math is not mathing. Okay? I have plenty of regular reasons why. And it's not because of my psychosis, sweetheart. My psychosis kicks in when you start lying and being in denial. But let's go ahead into this vocabulary, all right? Back to fudge boys. Now for this, I'm going to use 2 points of reference. Of course, Urban Dictionary, because it's #1 in colloquialisms, and urban slang knowledge. Not to mention, you could actually upvote it from the people. So if we're the people who actually make it up, hype it up, and apply it, then we're the ones who should literally upvote it. So the chances are of this being the definition of how it's used is basically usually spot on, because it's a general consensus that this is what we all agree that this could be it. Or not all of us, but a general consensus that a lot of us agree that this fits, okay? Now, I'm not saying that this fits the bill for everybody. Once again, it's kind of like a checklist when you go to your doctor, okay? Just because you don't check off all the boxes, you here for something, right? You here for something, okay? Like, yes, if more boxes are checked off than not, you fit the criteria. You fit the description. But anyway, right? I will also be using dictionary.com, because that's bottom line right there. Bottom line, all right? So let's work on Urban Dictionary #1. The first definition. Oh, yeah, I have another phone. We're about to get into this. A less offensive way of meaning fudge boy. A fudge boy is a boy that, by the way, behaviors are not gender specific, okay? Words might be, but behaviors aren't. And since this is more of a behavior, I want you to know that I don't find this gender specific, because women can do it too. And we do it. Just not on the scale as males. Like, where do you think we were inspired to do it from? A person in a relationship or not does what they want whenever they want, only due to it directly benefiting him. Oh, wait, did I do that wrong? In a relationship or not, does what he wants whenever he wants, only due to it directly benefiting him. I'm sorry, benefiting him. He usually has no guilt for his actions and will deny being a fudge boy. Usually because they are in denial about themselves, about being a fudge boy. I cannot tell you how much I personally relate to this. And it's on many occasions through my personal experience. It's true. It's true. Like, even some of the good guys are not good guys, okay? And it's funny because the guys who think that they're good guys automatically bestow that title on themselves. Don't no female say, "Oh yeah, he a good dude." No, 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 no. Don't nobody say that about that good dude, okay? No, 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 no. if there's a single good dude out there, I mean, it's because a lot of other reasons. He could be studying on himself, which is very few and far in between, especially in my age group. So yeah, that is pretty much finding a unicorn in your freaking backyard. I'm not saying that it's not possible, but I'm saying that it's starting to sound like an urban myth. 2, that dude is married. He's married and he respects his doggone relationship, which I can definitely respect. And I find so very, very attractive. The fact that you respect your girl enough. And you know what? I respect you enough to actually patiently wait. I'm not wishing ill wishes on your relationship. I really am not. Because how you lose them is how you gain them is how you lose them. So with that being said, I am just patiently awaiting for my chance. Not my opportunity. Not my window of opportunity. Because that is fleeting. Windows shut, close, even by themselves, right? All right, then. Plus, you got to be careful with that. Because you could be the rebound and they could just go into this phase. Like I said, it's an attitude. It's a phase in life. They could be going through that fudge boy era. After a serious relationship. The reason why I say I concur about this is because a lot of us are actually probably still dealing with or living with one as we speak. Like, yes, if your partner doesn't help you around the house and y'all both work 40 hours a week, that pretty much makes y'all equal, right? You work 40 hours, they work 40 hours. You both share a house, right? You both have this house that you share. You both eat off of the plates, right? You both need clean clothes, right? Why is only one of y'all doing it? Like, there's got to be a good reason as to why one of you is doing it. And even if you are, this is a partnership, right? So where's the teamwork? If one of you is at home, that means nothing should be arisen. Like, I don't understand. Nothing should arise at home if one of you is at home. I don't understand how the bills don't get paid if somebody is out there doing that stuff. And even if you were, you could always go to your partner and be like, you know what? I'm going to need some help. Do you think you could, find a job or some type of way to bring any extra income? And don't pick on them about the type of employment that they find. Because at the end of the day, you're asking for help with the financial stuff, but you're not explicitly explaining what you're going to do to help them. It's like, I want you to help out with these bills, but are you going to pick up any more extra duties around the house? Like, and they will sit up here and gaslight you for it. Like, I literally had one dude turn around and tell me, "Oh, I don't really make that much and I barely buy anything for myself." I'm like, but you barely pay anything here. So I'm trying to figure out, where is all your money going to, sweetheart? Because at this point in time, if you renege on our household duties or anything that has to deal with our house, yeah, your finances are now my business. Even though I agreed with the other definition, I have heard the word fudge boy used in this context. A guy who would tell a girl anything to get them to hook up with them. A complete jerk who flirts with multiple girls at a time and makes them believe they're individually special. They tell a girl they like them and act like they're so in love that they can get something out of it. Like pictures, hooking up, physical intimacy, etc. Someone who should not be trusted and is the reason for a lot of people's trust issues. That is some deep stuff. And I have heard this word used to describe a context like this. Once again, we're still on Urban Dictionary, by the way. Which I agree. That is ridiculous. Why are you lying to somebody? You could literally, it's just because you really want this person. Not the fact that you want just sex. You want it from this person. That's what it is in a nutshell. That's why we're just like, I don't understand why you even bothered with this female. Like all you have to do is be real with a girl. But the thing is, the girl that you're real to, make sure she's down with it. There are plenty of females that will sit up here and sleep with you just be like, what's up? Shit. Yeah. Be like, what's up? What's up then? Yeah, exactly. So you are a douche when there's people who are literally out there who will sit up there and be down with it. The way you want it, the how you want it and everything else. But because it's not from the person you want to get it from, it's a problem. It's not the fact that you want that done. It's that you want it from that person. Therefore, you are the problem. Because you could get it anywhere. You can get it anywhere. You just want it from that person. And for you to obtain it or acquire it by deception makes you a fudge boy. Like I said, you could have done it. There's a reason why this person is off to themselves. And then when you sit up here and want to mess around with that person, literally, because they literally know themselves, and this is why they're like this, but you want to sit up here and pop the top off of the can, right? And then you wonder why she acts the way that she does when you sit up there and be up to no good. Like you sit up there, you are interested, you're doing all the communication until you actually get physically intimate with the person. And then all of a sudden you get ghosted. This is not power. Okay, you up. I'm pissing me off. I'm about to shoot to the moon. Let's see. Which I have to go ahead and say this for dudes. Like, you're getting player mentality confused with fudge boy actions. You feel me? Because a player is not what you think, okay? It's basically kind of like a game. You know the rules. You know what you're supposed to do. Do it, right? All right. That is truly a player. The thing about this, a player actually is understand. To be a player, you have to actually be emotionally intelligent to do it successfully. Yeah. Actually, I thought I had put it on pause. That's why I paused for a second. No, but you do have to be emotionally intelligent and very mature. As a matter of fact, it's actually called a throuple nowadays. Yeah, that's right. A group of people getting together in a relationship and making that stuff work. Okay, now that is some pure playerism. Okay, and I wouldn't even say player because once again, it is literally, you can't even call it being a player. Everybody knows about everybody. It's not like Tasha don't know about Keisha. Keisha don't know about Tasha. And Lauren don't know about Keisha or Tasha, but Keisha and Tasha know about Lauren. Like, no. It's none of that. It is literally this person being an adult, accepting responsibility to get in a consensual relationship with multiple other adults with the same mindset. And that's why it works out for a lot of people. But once again, you have to be mature and you have to be emotionally intelligent. Because just because you're in a group dating situation does not mean you get to slack off. If anything, you have to apply this same concept to each and every individual in your relationship circle. Like, bruh, don't just sit up here and acquire wives or husbands because you don't feel like doing something. I mean, they're your partner. They're supposed to help out, but they're not required. But for me in my relationships, yeah, help is required. Like, yes. And a substantial amount of help. One person even gaslit me to be like, help is help. Not that what they were saying wasn't true, but I can't believe when I sit up here and ask for help cleaning up my house, and I ask for help, you ask me what I want you to help with, and then you put it off to whenever you want to do it, is not my idea of help. It'd be different if you were busy at the time or had something else going on, but that person didn't at the time. And just literally genuinely decided to take a chill pill. Now, understand this person had nothing else going on. They had a whole week of just lounging about. I didn't even tell them anything about the chores that they had going on over there, or should I say their household responsibility that they were tasked with. I call them chores because it's basically household responsibilities that you know you got to get to. All right, let's get to the other one, right? Here we go. Urban Dictionary. A guy who tries to get with everyone. A player. A guy who will lie to get a girl to make them hook up with them or send pics. That is indeed. The reason why we call that fudge boy is because they are literally fudging around with you. And anybody who's fudging around, we just literally take that word, that action verb right there, and connect it to a gender. You know, like if I'm sitting up here basically yapping my mouth and making a lot of noise, a lot of dudes will call me the other word for the female dog, right? All right then. At least y'all get a male. At least you get the boy put in there. Acknowledgement that you're a human. But yet again, I cannot agree with this definition. I mean, it is technically, by all points of the word, yes, because he's effing with you. Yes. Yes. And now that we've gotten those out of the way, let's go to dictionary.com. All right, here it is, dictionary.com. Dictionary.com. The one who doesn't respect women, but relies on them heavily. I agree. He's distant, doesn't care about other people's time, and won't commit. I agree. Won't even commit to taking the damn trash out. He's self-absorbed, does stupid things, and messes with other people's emotions. And yes, I totally agree on this, because I can literally name one or two, a lot of instances in which this has happened to me. An example, when I say just, and it really did play out like this, right? So let me go ahead and give you guys the story for context, right? I was living with a person, right? And the thing is, I grew up with a dad. So I do believe in gender roles, but I do believe that everybody should help because it's a big help. It's a big house. That is craziness. Like, that's a big warehouse when you go, it's a big job building that you go into, right? And even though you're assigned to certain parts, you're still asked to go help somewhere because that place still needs to run completely, right? And that's how you should treat your house, period. Especially if you're both in there. That's where you live at. Most of the time, that's where you bathe at. This is where most of your stuff happens for you. This is your space. And you're going to sit up here and treat it worse than your workplace? All right, whatever. All right. So let me go ahead and tell y'all when the person was distant, didn't care about other people's time, wouldn't commit. Also self-absorbed, does stupid things, and messes with other people's emotions. So the thing about this is that partner at the time told me that they weren't heavy into, PDA or just any type of emotions because he wasn't hugged as a child. And I'm like, I wasn't either, but I am heavy on that because I crave that because this is it's one of the love signals. It's one of the love languages. Don't sit up here and tell me that your love language is touch, but you don't give out hugs. But you want to tickle my fancy. No, but your love language is touch, right? Touch them dishes. Anyway, though, so I'm sitting up here. I'm literally cleaning up the house, right? I literally tell this person because they, due to due to life, they cannot work, right? They couldn't work and stuff like that. Not that I'm knocking them for it because they had conditions, medical conditions and stuff like that. And plus, I already knew that person and everything else. Like, I'm not about to knock you because you are physically unable to do something. That is ridiculous, right? But this particular condition may have prohibited him from doing work, but it didn't prevent him from having a lifestyle. You feel me? What I mean by that is that he was able to sit up here, eat, sleep, watch TV, drink, and become physically intimate with me with no problems. Oh, but let me give him something to do around the house, whether it's wash dishes, clean up the kitchen, or take out the trash. Then he has a whole problem. All of a sudden, he remembers everything I have ever complained about. And this is how okay, our trash, right? I opted not to pay extra, right? Because I was paying just about 95% of the bills that was going on in the house, the bills and the stuff that was going into the house. So I would have to say I was in charge of 98% of the things that kept the house running and the bills. So I was in charge of the house 98%, not by choice, but whatever. Like I said, I'm not going to smite you or slight you just because something happened. But at the same time, this actually forced him to be in a position to be a whole housewife, even though I had actually requested to be a whole housewife due to the many, many at-home responsibilities and childcare responsibilities that I had, even though it was his child too. So what happened was that he wound up getting diagnosed with something, and he wound up being the stay-at-home wife. And I'm really trying to figure this out. Like, how do you sabotage being a stay-at-home wife? So check this out. I'm not going to tell you everything, but I will tell you the instance and where all of this applied, right? The distant, doesn't care about other people's time and won't commit, self-absorbed, does stupid things, and messes with people's emotions, right? So it has been years, right? We have literally been staying together, cohabitating for years, right? And I'm just like, why am I still asking you to take out trash? I was like, this is crazy. You don't ask me to go clean up the bathroom. You don't ask me to vacuum the floors. You don't ask me to make up the bed. You don't ask me to clean up our room. But I do it. Which is crazy because I'm the only person who's working in the house. Not only am I working, I'm actually going in for overtime. Period. Right? So when I get home, right, I smell something foul in the air, and there's all these gnats in the air. Now, gnats is something very common in Georgia. Some houses get them a lot, some don't. It's usually just moisture. They are, like, when I read about them, they usually lay eggs down in the sink, right? They lay their eggs down in the sink, and that's why you don't really see them until, like, summer or something. That's when the eggs hatch. There's a whole cycle to it. So, due to his medical condition, I decided to go ahead and make this easier on both of us. Maintain the kitchen. It's one of the biggest things. It's something that has to be maintained daily. You're here daily, all day, every day. There's no specific time limit for it. It's just that there is to be no dirty dishes in the sink. So I give him this task because I literally have the kids' room, my room, the bathroom, the living room, and yes, even the kitchen still on my task. Oh, and trash. So there's these bugs still in our house and stuff like that. He was like, oh, I cleaned the drains. I'm like, after I had told him what I found out about how gnats lay their eggs, I'm like, well, we should kill the eggs because that's how they keep on reproducing. Clean the drains. But there's still bugs floating around. I'm like, why are there still bugs around here? So I literally come in one day after work, right? This is during one of my overtime days. I smell something in the air. It's actually pretty warm in the house. I'm smelling something in the air. I'm like, what? Why does it stink in here? Guess what? He decided that he wasn't going to take out the trash. And the first thing he says is, oh, when was I supposed to take out the trash? I'm like, but you have your friends who will sit up here and take you to your doctor's appointments. You have friends that will sit up here and grab you so you could go hang out with them, but you don't have no friends that will sit up here and help you out with your household chores, even though they sit up here and call you if they have to move. Not only that, you would do the same. Like, you would still take them to the store. You would still take them to the doctor's office if they had called you and needed you. So at this point, I'm like, either your friends ain't spit or you're lying to me. So here's the thing, though. I worked 12 hours, but I actually got off around, what, 6 or 7 or 5, 6 or 7. I actually came home during the daytime. I don't know what happened, but I came home pretty early, which was enough time for him to take it out. And I don't go to work on Mondays. Like, I can't, due to labor laws. And I do mean labor laws because companies have no problems working you 7 days out of the week. So I smell something, right? Not only that, I keep on seeing the flies. And I'm like, if he just cleaned the sinks, which that's where they lay their eggs, why am I still getting these flies? Why haven't they died off? Because we also set up sticky traps to actually capture the adult flies that are actually flying around. So where are they coming from? Of course, I have no help deciding this or debunking this, of course. So I literally came up with it. I'm up here sniffing and stuff like that. I'm trying to find out. I'm like, well, you know what else attracts bugs? Smells. So I'm up here smelling this, right? And I'm up here like, there's only but so many places that it could smell it. Bathroom or the kitchen or my room. So I go in my room. It's right next to the bathroom. I clean the bathroom every week. So I'm just like, did something happen? Did my son accidentally like miss the toilet? Did he wipe and just didn't look back and miss the toilet somewhere? Is there a crusty, musty underwear that I probably forgot? Not that I forgot, but it's probably somewhere that it shouldn't be, and I did not see it. So I'm taking in all of these accountability, like all of these situations, right? All of them. And then I go to my kitchen, and the smell is intense in the kitchen. And then I see a whole bunch of fruit flies, and I'm like, how you sit up here and kill the eggs, but didn't take the trash out? You didn't think that's where they lay eggs at too? If normal flies will lay eggs in a smelly place, so will they. Like, I've had fruit around and had fruit flies. It didn't stink or anything like that, but somehow they just kept on reproducing. And it was actually through the eggs that they just lay in the trash as well. Or around food. They actually lay their eggs on food as well. Because, you need a supply to eat. You need something to eat. Naturally, which would make sense as to why they lay their eggs in sinkholes, like the hole in your sink, like that. Because some of us wash our food down the sinks, or if you have a garbage disposal in your sink, a lot of people get fruit flies around that too. So I'm like, bruh, you had to properly clean that out too. I was like, but if you'll sit up there and clean those things, I was like, maybe you didn't catch it, and that's cool. That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, all right, cool. Just FYI, stinky trash attracts bugs too. I know you didn't think that it would because I literally told you how fruit flies kind of lay their eggs. And I was like, but at the same time, that's not the only place that they lay their eggs. Because, like, I don't know why, I don't know how, I am not a bug expert, but that's not the only place bugs lay their eggs, okay? Mosquitoes lay their eggs around water all the time, but they eat blood, so. I just really couldn't understand it. And I was like, maybe it's a breakdown in my communication. Maybe it's because I told them that the eggs, they laid their eggs in the sink, he would think that they weren't going to lay them anywhere else. But I was like, but still, there's still bugs around here, and they all popped out of the trash as soon as I touched the trash bag. They just, like dust. So that's how I knew that they were actually nesting in that trash as well. And I'm like, if the kitchen is your responsibility, and we put the trash in the kitchen near the back door so it could be taken out, how did you not notice this before I got home? Which he had an answer for. He was like, oh, I didn't smell it. Mind you, once again, I'm a Cancer, so I'm thoughtful. I'm like, you know what? That's actually plausible. There is such a thing as nose blind. But I've never heard of anybody being nose blind to trash. I've heard them be nose blind to their own BO, but not to trash. So I have my suspicions. But it's nothing concrete or something to get upset about just yet. So I asked him to take out the trash, and he's like, oh, I'll take it when I can. Mind you, we take our stuff to a dump. The dump closes at a certain time. So I don't even press him about it anymore. I'm like, you have a whole day. I don't care as long as it's not in here another day. Well, the next day rolls around, and that stinky ass trash is still in there. And I'm still getting attacked by doggone gnats. Gnats, fruit flies, whatever you want to call them. To which he's like, do I rush you on things that you need to do? I was like, baby, how could you rush me? I am literally at work. And when I'm not at work, I'm sleeping. Do you see me in front of the TV in my extra spare time? And when you do, it's usually because I have all my stuff done. Or at least a majority of it done. As a matter of fact, don't I help you with your chores? I mean, you're in charge of the kitchen, but I'm steadily still cleaning the oven, cleaning the eyes of the stove. I still gotta clean the refrigerator, even though you have months to do some of these. Like, it ain't no daily chore. It's not gonna take you hours to clean out that fridge. It may take you an hour to do that oven, but once again, you have all week. That's the only room you have to clean. To which he says, but this isn't the only time he's just ignored the trash. Because I would prefer if you had a day or smell, which is crazy. Why do I have to explain to a grown person that if the trash smells, you got to take it out? So on this day, right, another part of his chores is that he's supposed to cook. I mean, you're already in the kitchen cleaning. Why not cook? Especially if that's the only thing you got to do. The only thing you got to do is literally pick up after yourself after you've cooked and cleaned the kitchen, which is basically after you, because you're the only person who's home 24/7. So the only time there's an increase in dishes is literally kind of during the week. And not even then, because he has policed us to 1 cup, which I can totally understand because my mom used to do that too. But you're also supposed to cook. I literally clean my bathroom more times than he has cooked. But when I confronted him about this, when he refused to take my trash out, when I had asked him to, because I was like, you know what, why is this trash still here? It smells bad, and this is a place that you're supposed to cook at. You think somebody wants flies around their food? That's craziness. No. Which, at this time, I was like, I don't know if you're intentionally just trying to do not so smart actions intentionally or on purpose. And then he'll be like, oh no, I know exactly what I'm doing. I just do it to get on your nerves. And that's when you're effing with people's feelings. I'm like, so you basically just created this whole messy situation just because you wanted to see me get upset? When all I did in a serious note, in a serious tone, actually was to go ahead and take out that trash. In which you literally blatantly still waited the next day to take out. And still, it wasn't even out my house. I winded up taking out that trash. Both. Him and that doggone trash. And he had the nerve to tell me that I was crazy. I'm like, you know what? I might be. Probably because I haven't tried enough crack today to believe the lies that you give me. Probably because I didn't take my meds today. I was like, I apparently got to talk to my doctor about that. But you know what? As I talk to my doctor about my issues, I suggest you go and talk to one too, because problems is a two-way street. And apparently, you're the person with the problems on how I react to you, even though you're the one who's blatantly disrespecting me and ignoring me. And he's like, well, you do it too. And I'm like, but you tend to choose, now that I'm actually talking to you about your issues, to talk about the issues that you had with me. Why didn't you address them when you did? He was like, because it wasn't a problem. If it wasn't a problem then, why is it a problem now? Gaslighting. That is truly gaslighting. Then on top of that, right, that same summer, because it was during the summer, it was hot, and I was like, that same summer, I had already asked him, hey, can you purchase some shoes for your son this year? Because I have literally been taking care of his clothing options for quite some time by myself, as well as his shoes by myself for quite some time. When I say by myself, I don't mean completely by myself, but I mean there's no help from him or his family either. So, not that I'm saying that his family is obligated to do that. Don't sit up here and think that. But family members do tend to give you gifts from time to time, right? Some of them are clothes. I don't know about y'all, but I got clothes. One time, my aunt gave me a whole fucking pack of underwear. And this is why I show y'all what people get me for my doggone stuff. Because they think that stuff is cool until I sit up here and put it on social media. Then it's not so cool. Which is another thing of gaslighting. Because it was cool when you gave it to me. But now that I'm showing it off to the world, you have a problem with it. That's amazing. Because you bought it for me to wear. And you want me to be grateful about it. But I digress. So yes, this is why I say, yes, he was self-absorbed. Because he only thought about himself. He was just like, I'm not about to take that because I don't feel like taking it. In other words, because I asked him, was he okay? Nothing was wrong. He usually sits out all week, nothing better to do, but literally clean the freaking kitchen and cook. And half the time he don't even cook. More than half the time he don't even cook. I have more takeout receipts than he do. And it's for 4 people, 3 to 4 people, rather than just me. So I'm like, how you sit up there and fix your face to be like, you cook, but I clean the bathroom more than you cook. Like, bro, I literally sit up here and order more takeout than you cook. I literally sit up here and clean the bathroom more than you cook. I literally sit up here and change these sheets more times than you cook. I was like, then on top of that, I literally check the trash more times than you clean the kitchen. That includes dishes. Like, he did the dishes, but he didn't clean the sink. And I'm just like, so how does that work? How do you think the kitchen is clean if you don't clean the sink? Or he skipped over the microwave. And I'm like, once again, how do you think the kitchen is clean if you didn't clean the sink? If you didn't clean, I'm sorry, not the sink, the microwave. Because that's part of the kitchen, right? It stays in the kitchen. It's part of the kitchen, right? So why didn't you clean it? That's part of the kitchen, right? And he was like, no, you should have just told me that. I was like, no, that's part of the kitchen. This is why I was like, you're messing with my emotions. And this is why I was like, this is where it falls into messing with people's emotions and does stupid things. Because I don't know anybody who doesn't clean the sink after they do the dishes. I mean, I do, but you were already taught to clean the doggone sink. So now there's all kind of debris and stuff that these bugs can eat off of to be in there and crawl out. But you have the nerve to be like, oh, it's the clothes on the floor that are attracting the bugs. I'm like, how? They're not even the same clothes that be on the floor. These clothes don't be staying over here for more than a couple of days, if that. Like, I usually get through with all of it. I do a load a day, and yes, I have to separate some stuff because I'm not about to put the stuff that I use outside or to clean my house and wash it with the stuff and wash it with the clothes that we put on our bodies. That's just not about to happen. But he has a problem with that. He's like, oh, but those are clothes. I'm like, no, those are dirty rags. Those are dirty rags that are supposed to stay out because, once again, I don't have enough for a load, and you're the one who pays that bill. So as a person who keeps on telling me to watch out for my water consumption, I would think you would be more appreciative that I'm actually waiting until I get a load of cleaning rags to clean my rags. But that wasn't the case. So this is why I'm starting this series, to go ahead and acknowledge those people who feel like they know the proper terminology to use whenever they choose to. Because there will be individuals like this that will sit up there and try to gaslight you into thinking that that's what it is, when actually they're giving you your opinion or what they've heard. Okay? And not everybody knows the true definition of something. They just heard it. And wherever you heard it, people like to go ahead and take it and run with it. And I was like, you know what? I'm tired of this. I'm tired of the miscommunication. I'm tired of all of this. So allow me to go ahead and introduce this vocabulary. Call me the vocab vixen if you got to. But understand, we about to clear all of this up. I'm Mia, and I hope you had enjoyed this video. Go ahead and subscribe for more videos like this. Let me know what you think about it down in the comment section. Should I just leave out my personal experiences for this? Because I know the only reason I add it is because I know a lot of people don't experience the same things that I have experienced. And I know there's some who'll be like, girl, those who know. But I also don't want the younger generation to fall into the same pit holes that I have. I'm not sitting up here and saying that I'm perfect, but through all my mess ups, all my problems and stuff like that. I went through so much so I can literally tell you what to look out for. And even then, the game is still evolving because there'll be people like me who put y'all up on game. And then now these deviants have to find out some other way to get around it, which they'll sit up here and tell you, hey, that girl lying, that girl gaslighting and stuff like that. Look, a lie is a lie. But what you can't do is make your body lie. You feel me? So action, that's what they mean by actions speak louder than words. Because if you like somebody, you'll show them that you like them. Like when I like somebody, I'm always around them personally. There's hardly anything that you could ask me to do that I won't do for you. Chances are you will probably catch an attitude when I say no, because I barely tell them, the person that I like, no. I barely tell my loved ones no. But understand, let that person show you how much they like you. And yes, this has to do with guys because they basically hold the ball on their court. You're not sitting up here asking a dude for their hand in marriage because you're not even sure if you like them. But if this dude is literally pouring into you, you're the guy who's pouring into this girl, then apparently you like her and she's allowing you to pour in her. So apparently she likes you too. So I don't see why you wouldn't propose to her. Oh, but you want to keep her on a hook in case there's something else out there. Or maybe you're just trying to get your stuff together. Only time will tell and your actions will prove. So, yeah. I hope y'all enjoyed this video today. Comment, subscribe, like. And I will definitely come out with a new vocabulary word. Put something down in the comments what you might want me to go ahead and look up on Urban Dictionary. We're going to make this into a whole epidemic. And if you don't, I'll be back again next week with another vocabulary term. All right? So, yeah, you know what? I think I'm going to hook on to that. Just call me the Vocab Vixen. This has been Vocab Vixen Voices. All right. Talk to y'all later. Bye.